I was on my way from Washington to Fort Lauderdale to visit an elderly aunt. I was waiting by a gate at Reagan National Airport. As I normally do, I was talking with people, which shouldn't surprise anybody that knows me. I ended up talking to this woman, and we shared, where we're each from and that sort of thing. The flight was delayed, so we ended up in an extended conversation. When it got to who do you work for and that sort of thing, she told me she worked for one of the largest engineering and design companies in the US. And she described her role and some of her future plans. Well, her next long trip was going to be to Australia. I represented the Australian government, so a light bulb went off in my head. So I asked her more about why she was going to Australia. And it turned out she was going with some colleagues to Australia to give an oral presentation on a large procurement for a children's hospital right outside of Sydney. I then asked her about the other capabilities of this engineering and design company, and it turned out that they span multiple industries. So what I suggested to her was that since she and a few colleagues are going, they ought to not only participate in this oral presentation about this one procurement, but also talk to other people in Australia while they're there about the capabilities of this engineering and design company to learn about other opportunities beyond healthcare facilities. What happened was she then got in touch with her management. A few additional people from this engineering and design company were added as part of the group that went to Australia. These other individuals represented other lines of business for this engineering and design company. I helped arrange meetings for them outside of the procurement for this healthcare facility. And as a result of those meetings, they were able to identify enough opportunities in Australia, so they made a corporate decision to open up an office in Australia. Initially, it was for a couple dozen people. It grew over time, and today most of their lines of business are represented in that office in Australia, and they're now doing business not only in Australia, but throughout the Pacific Rim beyond just healthcare facilities. And it all started because I was talking to a woman at an airport about something completely unrelated to business.